Welcome to News Around Town. The focus of this program is to provide you with an update on projects and initiatives taking place in the city of Fort Wayne that are designed to benefit you. I'm your host, John Perlich, and I oversee communications for Mayor Sharon Tucker's office. Public safety continues to be a top priority here in Fort Wayne, and recently the mayor joined the chiefs of the Fort Wayne Police and Fire Departments to provide a recap of successes from 2024 and look ahead to goals and objectives for 2025.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you all so much for coming out today. I know it is a very cold day, so I'm sure you're glad that we decided to move this inside instead of having it outside. As part of our ongoing commitment to transparency, open communication, and dialogue, today we're providing a public safety update for Fort Wayne Fire, Fort Wayne Police Departments, and Three Rivers Ambulance Authority. Public safety continues to be one of our top priorities, and we know that it is very important to the public that we serve and the citizens of Fort Wayne. Being able to meet the needs and residents of our neighborhoods, businesses, and helping to inform you of the safety of the city is very important to us. I value and respect the work that we perform every single day that's happening by our policemen and women, our firemen and women, and by our first responders of TRA, the men and women that assist us there. So we want to make sure that you get an opportunity to hear from them. But before I move forward, I would like to acknowledge council members that are here supporting us, Councilman President Russ Yale, Councilman Jeff Paddock, and standing over here, Councilman Marty Bender. Thank you all for being here with us today and supporting our initiative that we have. You know, as mayor, it's extremely important to us, myself, the city council, that we work to balance the importance of public safety with the needs of the taxpayers' resources that have been entrusted to us. And while that sometimes is not an easy task, it's a task that we don't take lightly and that we make sure we evaluate on a day-to-day basis to make sure that we're keeping our public as safe as we possibly can. And so today you will hear from the leaders of all three of our public safety entities, and they will be able to share with you both the past successes and the future goals that we will look to attain. One of the areas that I am most looking forward to and I want to share with you is our downtown patrol district that will be formed this year. As our city continues to grow, we realize and recognize that we may have outgrown the standard process that we have had over the last centuries of 4 quadrants. And so I'm excited to share with you that we will be bringing on what I like to call our 5th quadrant of protection, and that's making sure that we have a downtown police presence just to help the growth that we've seen. We've invested a lot in our community downtown, and we have a larger presence of individuals living in downtown Fort Wayne. And so it is our belief that now is the time to also look at public safety differently with the growth that we've seen booming throughout our city. We have not been without our challenges in the past year. We've had a lot of things that have given us the opportunity to look at public safety differently, and we are not afraid of addressing those and know that we have more work to do. And so you'll hear that throughout the press conference today. And then, of course, you all are aware that we have made some tremendous differences in our public safety when it relates to EMS services that we provide, specifically the separation of the interlocal agreement with the county commissioners and the city of Fort Wayne. And so we are continuing to evaluate how our EMS services will be provided for the city. We continue to have conversations with the executive director of TRA, who is here with us today and will speak in a moment, making sure that we are doing what is best for our city and that all emergency calls are answered. Let me help you know this. The city of Fort Wayne and its residents can rest assured that we are a safe city, that when you call 911, there will be a response, and that as you walk throughout our community, whether you are in neighborhoods or whether you are downtown, we continue to be a place that is safe, fun, and family friendly. And our focus will always be on making sure that we protect our citizens, that we're saving lives, that we're protecting your property through fire safety. And so in a few moments, you will hear from, in this order, Fire Chief Eric Leahy, Police Chief Scott Caldell, and the Three Rivers Ambulance Authority Executive Director Joel Benz.
Thank you, Mayor. All right, good morning, everyone. I'd just like to begin by expressing my gratitude to Mayor Techler and those members of council for their continued support of our vision for an efficient, full-time, and professional fire department. Their commitment helps ensure that we remain dedicated to saving lives, safeguarding the health and welfare of our firefighters, and delivering the highest level of service to our community, all while being accountable to our taxpayers. Looking back at 2024, the men and women of the Fort Wayne Fire Department demonstrated an exceptional level of dedication in serving our community. We responded to over 23,000 emergency calls for service, reflecting a 9% decrease in our overall run volume from when we compare it to 2023. We completed over 103,000 hours of training. We maintained an average response time of less than 5 minutes for our first due engine. We conducted over 450 public education programs that reached over 30,000 of our residents and oversaw the installation of 300 smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors. In collaboration with our partners at the Three Rivers Ambulance Authority, we responded to nearly 10,000 EMS calls, with over 300 of those requiring the support of Fort Wayne Fire Department medics aboard TRA ambulances to assist with patient care en route to the hospital. Building on this strong partnership, we also worked together to secure the necessary credentials for Fort Wayne Fire Department personnel to access critical, life-saving, controlled substances, giving our medics even more tools to save lives. Also in the area of EMS, I'd like to highlight the implementation of the Fort Wayne Fire Department Emergency Medical Simulation Vehicle. This innovative resource, combined with the expertise of our EMS training staff, allowed us to complete over 500 hours of training without taking a single apparatus or person out of service. This ensures we maintain both a highly trained workforce and the high standards of emergency response that our citizens expect. As a result of our dedication to that skill development, the Fort Wayne Fire Department proudly reports a 16% true return of spontaneous circulation, or ROSC rate, well above the national average of 9%. This proficiency means that 36 of our citizens are alive today due to the focused efforts of our firefighters. In 2024, the Fort Wayne Fire Department also achieved several significant milestones. We graduated our 96 recruit class, placed 5 new engines into service, began designing a new fire station number 5, secured over $150,000 in grant funding, and completed over 100 training burns at our Dwenger Avenue training facility. Looking ahead to 2025, we will break ground on new Station 5, we'll graduate the 97th recruit class, and work to maintain our staffing level of 370 firefighters. We will negotiate a new contract with the IAFF. We'll complete promotional processes for the ranks of lieutenant and captain, order a new engine and ladder truck, and explore new technologies to enhance our emergency response capabilities. None of these accomplishments would be possible without the collective efforts and support of many individuals within city government. I'd like to take a moment and thank all the men and women that we serve alongside with, both in the Fort Wayne Police Department and the Three Rivers Ambulance Authority. All 3 of our agencies have the same goal, to serve and protect, and the Fort Wayne Fire Department is honored to be part of this public safety team. I also want to thank our friends in property management for their invaluable work in the development of our new stations, the neighborhood code employees who assist us with our prevention efforts and provide critical resources during structure fires, the staff in the controller's office for ensuring that we have the financial resources needed to operate effectively, and our colleagues in human resources and risk management who make sure our firefighters' families are well cared for. I also extend my appreciation to the team in City Legal and our merit commissioners for holding us accountable to both the rules and the law. Finally, I want to express my sincere gratitude to the men and women of the Fort Wayne Fire Department. Your unwavering dedication is essential to the success of our city. Together, we are stronger, and through your professionalism and commitment, we will continue our relentless pursuit of saving lives and serving our community to the highest standard of emergency response. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you, Mayor Tucker, for your support and the opportunity to lead one of the finest police departments in this country. I want to thank the men and women of the Fort Wayne Police Department for their continued work in making our city safe as possible, and also thank the community for your support and trust. As a recap for 2024 for the Fort Wayne Police Department, our officers responded to over 150,000 calls for service. Our homicide task force once again maintained an exceptional clearance rate of 88%, which is also our 5-year average, and well beyond the national clearance rate of 52% solvability. The Fort Wayne Police Department homicide detectives in 2024 partnered with Trine University to create a university cold case unit, the first university law enforcement partnership of its kind in the state of Indiana. Overall crime decreased 2.8% from 2023 through the end of 2024. The 68th Fort Wayne PD recruit class graduated, and those 18 officers are now on the street. This helped us maintain our authorized strength of 500 officers through 2024. The Fort Wayne PD traffic unit was implemented, and the Riverboat Patrol Unit deployed for the first time in its seasonal patrols of the rivers. The Downtown Bike Patrol Unit saw a seasonal increase, and the Fort Wayne PD also implemented an internship program for college students that are interested in joining law enforcement and pursuing law enforcement careers. Looking ahead to 2025, we will launch our 69th recruit class in February. This will increase our staffing numbers to an authorized strength of 510 officers, in part to a federal COPS grant that we were awarded in 2024. The Downtown Patrol Unit will be expanded, and a downtown patrol district will be established to support the continued growth of our city. The Fort Wayne PD Forensics Unit will be expanded, and the effectiveness of our traffic unit will be evaluated as the program continues through 2025. A new and expanded citizens online reporting system will be implemented through the Fort Wayne PD website. This will increase the number and types of reports available to the community for non-emergency reports. This will also include a phone app to make it more user-friendly for the general public. A Citizens Academy will be implemented, enabling community residents to become more familiar with law enforcement operations, the procedures and responsibilities of law enforcement agencies. The Public Affairs and Community Relations Unit will expand to enhance relationships with the community and explore community violence intervention programs to reduce crime. The department will continue to explore more ways to use technology to improve operational efficiency in order to reduce and solve crime. And again, we thank everyone for their continued support of our department and our officers.
All right. Good morning. Over the last several years, TRAW has been a front page news story as we've struggled with or faced struggles similar to EMS organizations across the United States. I personally will be glad when we respond to those front page news stories rather than being the front page news story. I would like to say a thank you to the mayor and her team, as well as a group of hardworking, dedicated individuals within the EMS system of TRAW. We've managed to achieve several recent successes. This includes meeting compliance 2 out of the last 3 months. Prior to October, we had not been compliant since September of 2020. So that was a major accomplishment for us. Since moving away from a pure public utility model, TRAW has doubled the number of employees, and we're about 90% staffed. That's the highest level of staffing we've had in many, many years. TRAW is also shifting its focus from just getting an ambulance to a scene quickly to really looking at patient outcomes as an indicator of our success. We are using research and evidence-based outcomes to shift how we respond, and that allows us to ultimately save more lives and align the proper level of care needed to the patient's need. And then finally, TRA is very close to rolling out a whole blood administration program. This program has significant research showing that it will save lives. New Orleans rolled out a similar program and saw a 35% reduction in homicides, partially due to their implementation of a blood program. Patients were able to be more quickly stabilized prior to their arrival at the hospital. TRA will begin administering whole blood on January 28th, so in just a little over a week. And it's just one of several initiatives that we're rolling out that I don't have enough allotted time to get into or highlight, but it really shows that TRA is continuing to evolve to meet the needs of the city of Fort Wayne. So, thank you.
So you can see we stand in one of the safest places that we could possibly be, literally the safest place we could possibly be. And we're in a good place in our city. As we continue to be a strong force, we continue to be a safe community, we have our eye on the prize, and that prize is making sure that every person that comes into the city of Fort Wayne has an opportunity to enjoy our city, knowing that they are safe. Again, we could not have done the things that we've done this last year and the things that we have planned for the future without the partnership of all three of the departments that stand behind me and the support of our city council. So at this time, we would like to ask if there are any questions that you would like to address in the open forum for any member that's standing here. We'll take those now. And if not, we will be around. You have one? Yes, dear.
Chief Connell, just addressing the police shootings that Epic TV experienced last year. Do you all feel like you're being transparent enough about those shootings?
Sure. So each one of those is individualized, and we had, I believe, 8 in 2024. So unfortunately, we've seen an increase not only with our department, but surrounding agencies, also IMPD. So as information becomes available and as the process of the investigations unfold, then we're allowed to release that information. So we have 3 right now currently that more information will be forthcoming to release.
And why do you all release some of the body cam footage but don't release some of them?
So it depends on where it is in the course of the investigation. So we have 2 critical incident body cam videos from 2 previous shootings that are in, for lack of a better term, in the pipeline that are getting ready to be released. So as we work on those and it depends on where they stand as far as criminal cases and so forth. So like last week, the Chartwell shooting that happened where our officer had to intervene, we had to wait for that court case to be resolved. So that'll be one of the ones that's forthcoming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can assure you when appropriate and as soon as necessary, we will release the information. Transparency is one of the key factors that I've ran on as a city council representative and continue to support as mayor. So we do want to make sure that we're being as forthcoming as we possibly can. At the same time, we recognize that we can't jeopardize a case without having the proper procedures taking place before we expose information. And that's why we continue to share that each one is on a case-by-case basis. All right, any other questions? Awesome. Well, we will be around for individual questions if you would like some independent interviews. But thank you also for coming. And again, please stay warm, stay inside, and protect yourselves as you go out in the elements. Thank you.
It's encouraging to see our public safety divisions working together to make a meaningful difference in our community. The Avenue of Autos project is along Illinois Road, and it houses the City of Fort Wayne's radio shop, our fleet management department, as well as the traffic operations department, and we held a celebration ceremony recently to commemorate the completion of that important work.
Well, good morning, and thank you all for attending today with us. We are celebrating the completion of new facilities for the City of Fort Wayne's radio shop, for our fleet management department, and for our traffic operations department along the Avenue of Autos, yes. The Avenue of Autos development is a critical and crucial innovative investment that enhances the workplace for our employees while setting a new standard for our services that we provide. By raising the bar, this development ensures we're providing the tools and environment needed to deliver exceptional service and results to our community. The changes in this location for these vital departments were made to maximize resources and efficiencies for public works and public safety divisions and represent a good use of tax dollars. I think I should share with you right now that the project we're standing in cost us $14.8 million to build and renovate these buildings. Had we done these projects as new builds, it would have cost us over $30 million. And I think everyone agrees here that while we were able to repurpose buildings, we were also able to make better use of tax dollars by renovating the spaces that we're in. And so to further give you information and share with you the use of these spaces and the vision that we had, I would like to bring up Sean Gunawana, who will give you a little bit more on our project.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for being here today. My name is Sean Gunawana, Director of Public Works, and excuse me. Yes, so we are about 14 months into occupancy of this particular building, the Fleet Department. Many of you, I don't know if you ever had an opportunity to visit our old building, but we were occupying two very much undersized buildings, one off of South Lafayette and one on Murray Street. And we were struggling to be able to perform the services that we were performing to the city out of those two buildings. This has given us an opportunity to do everything under one roof. And not only that, but to allow us to grow at least 30, 40 years into the future. Secondly, our traffic operations department, which you will get an opportunity to tour here shortly, is located just to the north of us. They were operating out of 3 buildings. We were able to consolidate them into one building over on what used to be the old Saturn dealership. And we've become a lot more efficient because of that. We provide more services under one roof and are able to share more resources as well. Those are the 2 public works departments that were able to occupy the 3 buildings that we acquired. Just south of us is a radio shop. If you all remember the radio shop, old radio shop used to be at the corner of Parnell and Coliseum. And they are now located right adjacent to us. Just to give you an idea of operationally how convenient this setup is. Whenever we acquire an emergency vehicle like one of these fire trucks you see behind us, it first comes to the fleet department where we make it ready. Then it goes over to traffic operations where they put the decals on them. Then it has to go to the radio shop where they equip it with all the electronics. Imagine the 3 shops being where they used to be and the amount of portage time that was spent trying to get vehicles from one place to the other. They're all right adjacent to one another now. So that is what this means to us. And we've been set up very well for the next 30, 40 years because we have the ability to expand as well. Once again, thank you for being here today. I hope you get an opportunity to tour the 3 buildings and see what I've been talking about. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
So next we would like to invite you to take a tour with us so you can see just how our tax resources have been utilized and the value that we're adding to our community. But before I dismiss and allow you to ask any questions, I would also like to recognize and thank the council members that have joined us today. It was their support that helped make this decision to modify and change these buildings possible. So I want to make sure that we recognize Councilman Marty Bender and Councilman Jeff Paddock that are here with us. The team that's standing behind us have all been a part of the success that you see in these 3 projects. So we're all available to answer any questions, and then we'll take you on a tour. Thank you.
A lot of time and effort went into the Avenue of Autos project, and we want to thank all of the community leaders who took part in that important endeavor. Public transportation is also a key part of a successful city, and recently CityLink led the Transit Equity Day celebration at Electric Works. Mayor Tucker and other community leaders also took part in that special event.
Well, good morning, everyone. Yes, today is a good day. So, That's right, Tony. Thank you for that. Thank you for being here as we commemorate Transit Equity Day and celebrate the incredible and enduring legacy of Rosa Parks. I think that's worthy of a hand clap. Yes. Today, on what would have been her 112th birthday, we honor Rosa Parks not just for her courageous stand against segregation, but for the movement she inspired, one that continues today and in the fight for transit equity. You may ask, what is Transit Equity Day? What does it mean to CityLink and our community? CityLink is more than a bus. Public transit is more than just a mode of transportation. It is a lifeline that connects people to jobs, education, healthcare, and opportunities. Yet, for too many in our community, access to reliable and affordable public transportation still remains a challenge. CityLink is working every day to advance transit equity through its initiatives like fare capping, universal accessible shelters, and stronger community partners. A great example of this progress is a universal shelter recently installed at Turnstone, a project I was proud to help secure. This shelter improves accessibility. Thank you. This shelter improves accessibilities for individuals with varying abilities, linking them to essential services and ensuring transit truly is inclusive for all. But we can't do it alone. We need support of leaders, advocates, and community members to ensure public transit remains a priority. This morning, I'm going to introduce a video to you. We know that the real change comes when communities do what? Come together to share their voices and experiences. That's why, thanks to federal funding, CityLink has created a powerful video to highlight the importance of public transit and build advocacy around the need for greater investment in our system. This video shares real stories of those who rely on CityLink every day and underscores why transit equity matters for Fort Wayne. So please take a moment to watch, reflect, and join us in this important conversation. Following the video, we will hear from our beloved Mayor, Sharon Tucker. Thank you.
I was born fully sighted. 2006, things kind of started getting rocky for me. CityLink is a whole community. It's a way to get around, even if I wasn't disabled.
And I depend on CityLink to get to, and as much to do the charity haircuts for people who can't afford it. It helps me to help them find jobs by giving them good haircuts so they feel good about themselves. Giving haircuts to the homeless.
As a parent of a child of disabilities, I know that someday he's going to need to access public transportation to get where he needs to go. And if CityLink wasn't available, I would have to reconsider if we lived here long term.
For people who do not see the value of public transportation in Fort Wayne, Indiana, I would challenge them that for 24 hours, put your car keys down and go try to get to where you need to go. And then they are going to see how impactful CityLink is and the urgency of needing these services.
CityLink.
It's more than a bus.
It's freedom.
It's an opportunity.
Fort Wayne should continue to invest in and support CityLink because CityLink is a lifeline.
CityLink is empowering. CityLink is hope. CityLink is an investment, which is a lot of people don't think about, to Fort Wayne. It gets us to work, to doctor's appointments.
It helps the city grow. It helps people that are in the city to get from one side of town to the other. It helps people get their food. It helps people get their pharmacy needs. It helps people live.
It's empowering.
It's accessibility.
It's community.
So many of the people we see, they get most of their food from our food pantry, and then we pack it in a way that they can get back on the bus with their food and take it back home.
33% of women in Allen County have experienced some form of sexual harassment, and we know that 1 in 3 women has also experienced domestic violence in her lifetime. And we know that public transportation is crucial, that women can access their freedom.
I use the bus to also get to my medical appointments, my therapy appointments.
When they need to get to their Social Security or the VA, they know they can get there because CityLink is reliable.
And because the dependability of CityLink, I'm able to get your jobs on time, they're on time, and then I'm on time where I need to be.
And their drivers are professional and courteous.
Mr. Charles will say, "Hey, Rachel, going to work today? I got you."
CityLink is more than a bus.
It's an equalizer.
It's a connector.
It's a lifeline.
I want to cheer. When I was making my decision where I was going to move, I did call CityLink, and I was pleasantly surprised. Not only were they helpful in wanting to help teach me a whole new transportation system, they introduced me to a lady to help teach transportation and get around the city through CityLink.
How can we make public transportation safer for kids? Because we know that more and more high school students, middle school students are getting to school on CityLink. And CityLink is providing a way for kids to be really meaningfully engaged in their communities. And we know from every study how important that is for kids right now.
Last year, we provided over $100,000 worth of paper products and food vouchers to Kroger Southgate. A lot of those people that go and use those paper and food product vouchers, they do ride CityLink to get out there. So we're also putting money back into our economy.
CityLink is the lifeblood of Fort Wayne, Indiana.
It's the connection to better health.
You can do your emails if you want, read a book, you can chat with people if you'd like. And it's a time to just sit back and look at the city in a different way where you're not in that hustle and bustle of the car.
A lot of people eat at restaurants. A lot of the people who work in those restaurants ride CityLink bus to get to those jobs. So if they don't have CityLink bus, who's going to give you your Big Mac?
Fort Wayne should continue to invest in and support CityLink so that the people who really need it can access it, so that women can get to work, so that people with disabilities can get to their jobs, they can get to their community activities, so that those who are trying to give what they have to offer to our community are able to give it.
When I look at CityLink, I look at it as a means to a better life. I look at it as a vessel to get out of poverty. I look at it as a vessel for opportunity. I look at it as freedom.
I thank God every day that I have that CityLink bus. Without it, I wouldn't have life.
Well, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Hi, Tony. I am so glad to see you all sitting down. Last year we were standing up, and so I cut my words short because I didn't want people to stand long. But now that you're sitting, I'll take advantage of the full 40 minutes that they've given me. No. I do want to take a moment of executive privilege, if I could, and share with you a few things that I'm not sure if the Director John will share with you, and that is the need for your assistance, the need for your help, the advocacy that is needed downstate. For a consistent number of years, I want to say 4 to 5 years, CityLink has not seen an increase in their investment from local or state government. And in order for the services that you've seen that they do on this screen to expand, they need additional funding. And that funding mechanism comes from the state of Indiana. So I would ask all of you to lobby, to help them lobby by letting your representatives know, your senators know the need that they have here to keep these services going forward for our community. The city of Fort Wayne values the work. Thank you. We value the work that CityLink provides for our city, and we are always looking for ways to be able to continue supporting their efforts. While we know our budget is limited as well, I think the council last year, they approved some additional support for CityLink, but there's more that's needed, and it's advocacy that is needed to help them with that. In fact, our advocacy last year was supportive in helping keep one of the busiest bus stops in Southeast Fort Wayne, and that was the bus stop behind our Kroger's. Working together, having an impact is what we are about in our community. That's why we've won the award for being the 38th most caring community. So we need you to care for our CityLink by using your voice of advocacy. Thank you. Now I'll do what I was asked to come here to do. Sorry, John, sorry. I have a proclamation that I would like to issue. Last year, we wrapped a bus with Rosa Parks and we were standing upstairs. And this year, I'd like to read the proclamation that says, whereas Rosa Parks' birthday on February 4th provides an opportunity to celebrate and educate about transit equity. And whereas access to availability of public transit is vital to a strong community, as it connects riders to education, employment, healthcare, recreation, and other opportunities that promote the health and well-being of our residents. And whereas public transit is a human right and a public good, yet unequal access based on age, disability, gender, income, and race persists to this day. Compounded by inadequate public funding for transit. And whereas working together to ensure Transit Equity Day means providing proper support for public transportation so that the vital services are maintained and expanded, ensuring all residents have access to public transportation they need and deserve. And whereas a strong public transit system supports local businesses, attracts new investments, and strengthens the overall economy, creating a more vibrant and resilient community for all. Now, therefore, I, Sharon Tucker, the mayor of the city of Fort Wayne, Indiana, do hereby proclaim that February 4th, 2025 should be known as Transit Equity Day, and I ask all of you and the citizens of Fort Wayne to duly recognize this day as such. Thank you so much. That's right. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Mayor. We will now hear from Jamie Yates, Director of Community Engagement, Bowen Health.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, Tony. It's an honor to be with you today as our community celebrates Transit Equity Day. At Bowen Health, our mission is to strengthen communities and improve the health and well-being of those we're privileged to serve. And we know there's a deep connection between accessing healthcare and accessing public transportation. At its core, transit equity ensures that everybody, regardless of their income, race, geographic location, and physical ability, has access to safe, reliable, and affordable transportation. It is about breaking down the barriers that prevent people from getting to the places where they can reach their full potential. For many individuals, particularly those in low-income or rural areas, the inability to access transportation is one of the greatest barriers to accessing healthcare. We see this every day at Bowen Health. People miss their important checkups or they delay treatment because of issues surrounding transportation access. But here's the thing. Improving transit equity doesn't just help people get to healthcare appointments. No, it improves health outcomes. Studies have shown that improving transit equity leads to better access to health services, increased physical activity, reduced stress, and overall better health. It also provides opportunities for employment and education, which in turn provides greater economic stability and also increases long-term well-being. I have a quick story. So our patients who came to our Goshen Road location for appointments, they used to have to stand on the side of the road. There was no shelter. And so I ask you this, if that were you, would you attend your appointments knowing that you might have to stand in the freezing cold or the snow, the rain, the wind, the extreme heat? No, we called CityLink to see if there was more we could do to uphold the dignity of our patients and to help improve access to our health clinic. After meetings and data collection, I am proud to say that there is a universal bus hut in front of our Goshen Road location. As we celebrate Transit Equity Day, we know working together to advocate for equitable, inclusive, and sustainable public transportation and building bus systems that prioritize the marginalized and most vulnerable in our community ensures that our neighbors have the opportunity to live their best lives. It's about dignity, and that is why CityLink is more than a bus. CityLink links people to health, opportunity, and life. Thank you.
I will now ask Councilwoman and City Board Member Riley Booker to come to the podium.
Good morning, everyone. It is such a pleasure to be here with you today, hey, as we celebrate Transit Equity Day and honor the lasting legacy of Rosa Parks. As a CityLink Board of Directors member, the representative on City Council for the 6th District, and as someone who depended on public transportation to get my children back and forth to daycare and to get to work and just navigate the community that I lived in, I am completely aware of how important transit and public transportation is to our community and the well-being of our community. As we know, CityLink is more than just a bus. Transit equity is about ensuring that every person, regardless of age, income, and disability, has safe access to reliable transportation that connects them to opportunity, like it has for me. In the spirit of Rosa Parks' legacy, CityLink has established the Rosa Parks Equity Award to recognize individuals who have made a significant impact in advancing public transportation and serving our community. This award honors those who demonstrate a deep commitment to transit equity, ensuring that public transportation remains accessible, inclusive, and a lifeline for those who rely on it. Here to present this award is Ms. Sheila Curry Campbell.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Tony. Thank you so much for being here. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here, so thank you. Today is Rosa Parks' birthday. Transit Equity Day started with the Sustainable Labor Network. Today, we will go live at 12 noon for Transit Equity Day 2025. You can follow us on YouTube. You can also follow us on Facebook. Right now, I would like to present this first award in honor of Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks Transit Equity Award, honoring the legacy of Rosa Parks in the fight for transportation justice, presented to Ernie Johnson.
Well, this is the most people I've ever spoken in front of. I'm glad to get this award. I'm really proud of it. I gave, just like what you just saw in the video, that is for real. You know, People do need a transportation system to get them where they go, to work. You won't get your Big Mac. Everything that they said there was true. And let's keep it going. We just need to go in other places, like the demographics have changed. So we're going to get the people that are out in the congested areas some transportation. But put your keys down for 24 hours and take the bus sometime. Thank you.
Ernie, on behalf of CityLink, the City of Fort Wayne, thank you for your years of service and your unwavering commitment to this community. And now I would like to introduce John Mexinger, General Manager for Fort Wayne CityLink.
Ernie, congratulations, and thank you very much for your service, both to CityLink and to our union during your career at CityLink. So I want to thank you all, first of all, for joining us today. Appreciate the time that you're here with us. I want to begin by recognizing some key sponsorships. We have equity level support for this event today from Bowen Health and from Rothberg Law Firm. And I also want to thank Token Transit, Electric Works, and Specialized Printed Products for your support in running this event today. Also would like to recognize CityLink's Board of Directors. We could not do this, what we do every day, without their stalwart leadership in helping set the strategic direction for our organization. I also want to recognize the many local elected leaders who are here today from City Council, and as well as those elected from our administration. Thank you, Mayor Tucker, for your comments today as well. And I do want to recognize CityLink staff and our representatives from A2U Local 682, drivers representing our union here today. Thank you for joining us. So not much is left to be said, except I want to echo Mayor Tucker's call to action. As we celebrate Rosa Parks for the courageous stand she took by taking a seat on a bus, we recognize that while that assured the end of racial segregation on public transit, there's still much work to do to advance equity in America. For thousands of non-drivers in our community who rely on CityLink for a number of reasons, age, disability, income, or by choice, long-standing and continued disinvestment in public transit, policies and funding that prefer cars over people send a message to non-drivers that they are second-class citizens. As an example, the governor's proposed budget being considered in Indianapolis today holds transit funding in Indiana at 0% growth for the next 2 years. This is after 2 years of zero growth in 2023 and 2024. And prior to that, nearly 12 years of flat funding, growing only 9% over 12 years, while operational costs for transit agencies across the state, including in Fort Wayne, have grown by 60% during the same period. This disinvestment in public transportation has created a crisis in Fort Wayne and in other cities in our state, putting needed services at risk. Fort Wayne CityLink, as you may remember during our local budget discussions, has gone over the fiscal cliff in 2025. And thanks to the City of Fort Wayne, they have built for us the beginnings of a bridge for us to cover the gap. More work is needed to be able to finish that bridge to sustain services for the future. South Bend, Indiana, and Lafayette, Indiana both go over the fiscal cliff in 2026 due to historic flat funding from the state. Without sustainable new funding, CityLink is facing a devastating 14% cut in service, resulting in 300,000 fewer rides annually and a worsening struggle for non-drivers to reach jobs, healthcare, housing, education, and so much more. Reduced earnings and spending by non-drivers would drain an estimated $12 million from the local economy as a result of a service cut. And riders can expect longer wait times and fewer transportation choices unless we finally resolve this hurdle, this challenge that so many in our community have been speaking about for so long. CityLink is more than a bus. It is a lifeline. During these challenging times, all of us at CityLink continue to look to the future to deliver our mission of linking people to life's opportunities. With sustainable growth and funding, we can connect workers to Amazon, Fort Wayne Metals, and other key job hubs on Fort Wayne's far south side. We can ensure that second and third shift workers have reliable transportation to sustain our local economy. We can give non-driving residents the access they need and deserve every day of the week, not just Monday through Saturday. With the right level of investment, CityLink can become an even greater driver of economic growth, workforce mobility, and opportunity for all. CityLink is advancing equity through many initiatives, and I want to mention one today. Our new fares, launching April 1st, will offer riders who use our Token Transit app or smart cards, which will look like this. Those riders will be offered a lower fare than paying by cash. And it will assure that they never pay more than the cost of a day pass or a monthly pass to ride. With strong support from AWS Foundation, smart cards featuring Rosa Parks' image and the phrase "equity in every ride" will be distributed through local nonprofit organizations to their clients. So as we wrap up today, let's do more than reflect on history. Let's take action in the present and in the future. As the state's budget is being reviewed now, on Thursday, I will be in Indianapolis to testify on behalf of non-drivers in our city and in our state. And I invite you to join. Please contact your state representatives and senators and ask them to increase state funding for transit to restore a decade of disinvestment and deliver the promise of transit equity. You can also help by riding the bus. We're going to be doing that in here in just a few minutes. Show your support by using public transit. And if you need help, Pecola Trice, our travel trainer, is available to assist you in learning how to ride. You can also share your story. Tell elected leaders, just as we did in the video that was just shared, why transit is vital to you personally and so valuable to our community. And finally, I invite all of us in the city to dream big. We envision a city where transit connects all people to life's opportunities. So again, transit equity isn't just about history, it's about the future. We're pushing ahead with accessible transportation, universally accessible shelters, more equitable fares, and key community partnerships. Let's continue Rosa Parks' legacy by prioritizing public transit to ensure that no one is left behind. Thank you again very much for joining us today. As we wrap up, we invite everyone to join us for a ride on the Rosa Parks bus. We will be leaving at 11:30, heading to Bowen Health for a brief tour of their new universally accessible shelter on Goshen Road, a quick tour of Bowen Health, and then returning here by about 12:30. We hope you can join us for this special opportunity to learn more about transit equity. Thank you very much.